Welcome back, you're watching Morning Live, and you can see it's a Friday because we've given you a little bit more sport on this day because we are getting ready for a sporting weekend. But in this next insert, we are speaking about our new Minister of Sport and Recreation. On the 26th of February, in President Cyril Ramaphosa's first cabinet reshuffle, Tokozile Xasa was named as South Africa's new Minister of Sport and Recreation. Her first outing was welcoming the FIFA World Cup Trophy when it landed on South African shores just 3 days after the announcement. Xasa is the first woman to hold this position in South Africa. A former educator and former Minister of Tourism. She now joins us to chat a little bit more. Very good morning and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you, Velen, and good morning to your viewers.
For a lot of people in the sporting environment, you're a brand new face, a brand new name. What role did sport play in your life?
I'm not too much of a sporting person, but as you know, South Africa is a sporting destination. So South Africans always glue and come together because it is by its nature a unifier. So end up watching sport, getting into sporting fields, being with the people. So that in itself has created this active nation, so I am not coming into a completely new environment. It is new in terms of how it functions because you'll be interacting with sporting bodies, you'll be interacting with a lot of people, but you want to expand to see what could be the further benefits for a society if it becomes more active and it rallies itself around being a winning nation through sport.
A couple of days in the job now, what is your general feel about the department, where you're at, and specifically where you're going? In that first answer, I hear that mass participation is going to be a big focus area.
Just in my first week, one is looking at how you can strategically put sport as a catalyst for social cohesion. When you look into our society, look at our young people who have got talent, but that is not being nurtured for it to excel. Youth that you can take out of drugs. Youth that you can really provide with infrastructure in their areas, and then they become proud of who they are and can compete with the world. So giving such opportunity and what the world of sport can create, it is saying to me, yes, maybe at government level, we have not really prioritized to give it the proper funding that it requires, but we are working with a lot of sporting bodies, but also there's a lot of industry and private sector that can come in to assist and work with us so that we can make a meaningful impact. Mass participation, yes, because South Africans need to get in, brings in healthy lifestyle. It also brings in that nurturing and unleashing of that talent that we seek to make South Africa one of the top countries to excel and participate in the world. And we have Castas Manias of the world. We have your Anaso of the world, because now they are making their mark. They are beating world champions. We are excited. It says South Africa can do more.
Your predecessor, Tulisi, started 2 ministerial inquiries, one of which is currently underway into SASCOC corruption, the other which actually may not even get off of the ground because the stadium management of South Africa are actually saying that the ministerial inquiry shouldn't happen at all, and that's into the 2017 Soweto Derby tragedy. What will happen with both of these inquiries?
Well, the SASCOC one that is underway, we are happy that it is underway because it has to send a message that begins to say, when you are given the responsibility, or you are a body like SASCOC that has got to ensure that it gives opportunities for our athletes to excel into the world. It means such a structure needs to have proper leadership. It must be able to be stable. So some of the recommendations that we're getting for the Commission should be able to assist us to ensure that we have a body of that nature, as we would be supporting it continuously as part of supporting our athletes moving forward, because by no means we have to support our athletes. Secondly, the other one of the FNB, we still are working on it and making sure that, South Africa is a sporting destination. People, when they come for major events, they need to feel safe. They need to see that something is being done. So we hope to make sure that we'll find a common way moving forward to ensure that information and investigation that would come out of that will be able to make South Africa be on the world map to ensure that we will prevent mishappenings in any of the major events that South Africa hosts.
So, Minister, will you make sure that that inquiry into the 2017 Soweto Derby tragedy happens?
We'll make sure it happens in a proper way.
There is an expectation, being the first woman in this position, that women will be right up there and the women's sporting agenda will be right up there for you. Is that expectation correct?
Yes, I would say yes, because, you know, as a woman activist, you know, first and foremost, my bias goes there, because sport has been a man's world. And even if, yes, there are, you know, there is progress in terms of women participation, Excited Banyana is really making positive progress, and those are kind of what needs to be supported with proper support. And also making sure that in the men's world, what we also don't see, which is how women are treated, and whether there's parity in terms of those opportunities that are given. Are they paid, for instance, like Bafana players and all those kind of things? We want to look into that so that we give them the opportunity, make them to grow, because there is potential there.
And I can hear a lot of women's sports ladies clapping their hands at that answer. What do you hope to achieve before you leave this position?
I am looking at making practical our vision of making an active nation, South Africa to be active. I want to reach to schools. We're excited already, there is progress in that. We had a joint session, a MINMEC with basic education, and we have really struck a breakthrough to make sure that we go together to ensure that school sports takes place. So, which is going to target from early childhood development up to when those young people have been identified, infrastructure that is needed to are able to get in together and amass on the infrastructure that we have, but also align the various activities that are taking place so that we can make sure those resources really get us to somewhere. So we're excited to looking at making all these interactions and integrate our work. We think we can go bigger even with the kind of budget that we have, working together with the critical role players.
When you leave the studio now, you're going to be rushing to the airport. You've got a flight to Durban to go and visit the triathlete that was so horrifically attacked while he was out on a training ride in Mhlengi Gwala. After 5 hours surgery, the doctors say that he's got some feeling now in his right foot, but it's going to be a long way to recovery. I mean, as a minister, you obviously need to work with the other departments to ensure that sports people are actually safe when they go out there. But is this going to be a priority?
It is indeed. You know, taking from experience, you remember when I was in the previous portfolio, we would have incidents that would involve crime. Once you're looking into the kind of sector helping us to build this nation that we want to build, we have to prioritize to work with other departments, be it in schools, be it police, and we want to do exactly what we did to ensure that we pull all critical role players together, but also not leaving out the community, because the community is also to take an active role to protect their own people, to make sure everybody can move around in society. So police would be critical, the community would be critical, but critical to it is when there is much more awareness, which is what we need to take down to communities, because these young people are given an opportunity. They are the future leaders in terms of sport, who can open up opportunities for other children who are growing up. So we need to nurture, we need to protect them, and we want our communities to also value that.
Thank you very much. That's our new Minister of Sport and Recreation, Tokozile Xasa. High hopes for the Ministry of Sport and Sport in South Africa. First woman to hold the position in the country. Stay with Morning Live. We'll be back after the break. Thanks for being with us.